Snedden. Just 3 more runs added to take the final total for the day up to 329 for bowler. And he's coming into bowl to Philip de Freitas. There's no addition to the score.
There's another one. Hadley to Hemmings. I think there's nothing about Hemmings' batting that Hadley doesn't know. Knows he likes freedom on the offside. As a result, doesn't get it. Down goes one of the stumps, and that's the end of Hemmings. So just took 1 ball for Hadley to work him out. And England now 3-3-2 for 9. Yes, Sir Richard Hadley started this series with 415 wickets. Already increased it by 7. Morrison now to de Freitas. We've gone for the hook. And out. That's the end of the innings. Danny Morrison picks up his 4th wicket. De Freitas goes, caught by Franklin off the bowling of Morrison for 38. So New Zealand will settle for that.
They certainly will. They'll be absolutely delighted with that, I would think. A wicket to Morrison and 1 to Hadley, and very, very few runs there. Coming in from the pavilion end, bowling with great pace, and he's bowling to the New Zealand captain, John Wright. Played that pretty well. It's one of the options open to the batsman, whether they're right or left hand, when the ball is bounced in short and there's no third man.
John Wright worked this out, very intentional shot here, waiting for the bounce and just clipping it over the top of slip. He knows there's no third man, so it's easy. Once he gets some wood on it, make sure he just hits it in the air and not too hard.
Runs for Franklin. .29 balls for Trevor Franklin, 22 for John Wright. Eddie Hemmings the fielder. Dead eye.
And England now making the first change. Philip de Freitas, who bowled so very well at Trent Bridge, coming in from the nursery end.
Nicely placed, that. A very good clip indeed. That runs a long way down to the nursery end, and that's 4 runs. Well, not quite where he intended, but that's 4 runs all the way down to 3rd man. Seemed to be aiming into the covers, squirted off square. That's a good stop. He's a lovely fielder, Neil Carberger.
Yes, once again, Franklin almost waiting for that short delivery. A little bit of width there. Fine piece of fielding by Fairbrother.
Brilliant fielding. Superb natural cricket.
Great piece of cricket this. Good shot by John Wright, hit it very hard. Wonderful reactions from de Freitas, and he just got back.
And Devon Markham comes off. On comes Gladstone Small from the pavilion end, bowled to John Wright. There's a poor ball. It was short, stood up, and you just can't bowl like that to a player of John Wright's class.
A rank long hop wide outside the off stump. He did well to reach it in the end.
Neil Fairbrother. Must be desperately hoping for a second innings chance to try and make his mark at this level. Great throw from Devon Malcolm. And yet another crowd taking him to their hearts. Lift again for Small, and around the area where people say there is or isn't a ridge, he's produced a couple that have lifted in the last couple of overs. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Barely carried, squared right up.
Good bowling by Small. He run this away down the hill and didn't get quite far enough forward, John Wright. And that just barely carry into the right there of Atherton.
Good shot. It'll certainly be three. Just a matter whether Malcolm can win the chase. That's the one. Didn't lift but moved. Certainly wasn't playing it there, just trying to push defensively, but 4 runs brings up the 50.
Yes, this is what annoys you as a bowler. That was a good delivery, just outside off stump.
That was a loose ball, and that'll go for 4, you would think, down the slope. Fairbrother can't catch it. 12 off the over, the most expensive of the morning, and now New Zealand 57. That's beautifully bowled, and that's the first one that's really gone for him.
Yes, well, this is more like how he bowled up at Nottingham. That was a good delivery. Pitched round about the off stump, really went away.
Eddie Hemmings now, the almost obligatory try for spin just before lunch. Probably the final over before lunch. It'll be the 23rd of this innings. Had the odd alarm around off stump, but nothing serious. Good solid start. Right on the lunch interval. Right drives away, end of a maiden over. 4 bowlers used with Hemmings. The seamers have done most of the work, all bowled steadily. Small, the nearest to a wicket, with an edge from Wright, which just failed to carry to Atherton. But a good morning session, and New Zealand going into lunch at 59 for no wicket.
Play just about to start now after lunch on the 3rd day, the Saturday, of this second Cornhill Test. Philip de Freitas is the bowler. Trevor Franklin is taking strike. It's been an excellent partnership so far. 59 on the board before lunch after those 2 strikes by the New Zealand bowlers in the first session. Batson Small is down at deep fine leg. A nice throw off balance. Just one of many good pieces of fielding we've had in this match to date. Played that pretty well. Didn't just duck away and take his eyes off it.
Was a fellow opening batsman. That was wonderful cricket. Really swayed out of the way, watching the ball. A very quick bouncer, a lot of height. He's going to play it, gets the hands up, and then he's swaying that head back, but trying to keep his eyes on the ball.
Now Trevor Franklin is on 29. Devon Malcolm has the ball. Malcolm is now into his 9th over. Once again, Trevor Franklin not all that far away from the stumps in that little jumpy backstroke he plays. Now Philip de Freitas coming in from the nursery end. Franklin's taking straight.
Now that's the line I talked about, just outside off stump. Trevor Franklin playing a forcing back foot shot. Makes a slight mistake, he gets an inside edge and he goes past the stumps for a single.
No ball called, but it didn't seem to me, Jeff, that he changed his shot there.
Well, I was just thinking to myself that that's the first really rash shot or mistake that John Wright's made. I think he'd played the shot before the call from the umpire. I think he's just getting a little bit frustrated.
The ball is going to swing. You must keep your fingers behind it, not break your wrist in delivery. You also have to be a bit side on. That's all right for seaming the ball. It's got a perfect action today for moving it off the seam away from the left-hander. He's having a lot of trouble out there at the moment, Philip de Freitas. He's missed his run-up once this over. He's bowled a no ball.
I would think there that there's a bit of concern. He looks a bit frustrated. His face is certainly not a picture of fun.
It's the end of the over. Might be time for the spinners. No wicket for 72 here, New Zealand. Franklin 31, Wright 36.
Gladstone Small, bowling from the nursery end. That's the end which he started this morning. And that's a good positive shot from John Wright. There have been few since lunch when England were 59, but now progress slowly and steadily New Zealand, with Wright taking a couple, taking him on to 38 and Franklin on to 31. No real alarms, and the day's play yet to take off for what's another huge crowd.
Franklin on the left and Wright on the right, as it should be. And really, I think in many ways the England bowling has been a little bit disappointing. The direction and length has been sadly lacking, and very few problems really for New Zealand. Perhaps the time has come when he may well, he's there talking to Hemmings, so I would think Hemmings is due to come on at any moment.
In fact, now. Apologies from Tom Graveney for being so far out, at least 3 seconds. That's nicely turned and found the big gap on the onside.
Bowling hasn't quite been accurate enough.
Now Wright getting frustrated. That wasn't a great shot. Had to make room, in fact, to try the square cut. wasn't really wide enough. Runs had to be, really. No point in chasing. Doesn't look as though he's done himself any favours at all, De Freitas there. Jarred the left shoulder.
Cracking shot by John Wright. Half volley. Firmly hit. And watch De Freitas here. He falls on that shoulder. And he's still rubbing it. Good effort to try and make the stop when he just dived alongside.
It's a good firm shot. That's his 50. He's 8-4. The fourth one in front of the wicket. Splendid innings. And continuing the rich vein of form that John Wright has struck in the last 18 months.
99 for no wicket. And Eddie Hemmings just preparing now to come in to John Wright. Hundred up. An easy little single to bring up those three figures. Predominantly offside field set and the ball being turned away on the off. That's a very good stroke. I can't say exactly the same about the delivery. John Wright took full advantage of it. That's what you have to do. As soon as you get the loose one that comes along occasionally at this level, give it a real good thump.
If you had one criticism of the England bowlers today, it is the fact they've erred on the short side. It doesn't give the ball a chance to swing. You're going to pitch it down there.
That's a better shot. It was a better ball and beautifully stroked. Timing was excellent. Eddie Hemmings is pitching around about middle, spinning down towards the right-hander's pads. That's a lovely shot. Beautifully timed by Trevor Franklin. It looks to me, if anything, to be stronger on the onside, so Hemmings may well be bowling to his strength out there. Now then, Graham Gooch is bringing himself on at the nursery end. It's 120 without loss. Franklin 46 and Wright 65. That's well judged again, beautifully placed. Fairbrother is very quick. They can still get the easy two. Neatly turned by Franklin. He's played a very good innings. Every time anything has come along in any way loose from either pace or spin bowlers, he's taken advantage of it. And we can add 4 to that score. You won't see any more studied defensive stroke than that in all the time you watch cricket. Oh, now a little bit of a grimace from David Shepherd, the umpire. That can be very, very dangerous. Just padding away to the off spinner coming in like that. 127 for naught.
reasonable shout, but it didn't do enough from leg to give it a chance. It held a little bit, but there had been a little bit of guessing on the umpire's part.
It's decided him that he wants a man close in. See if he can get Franklin a little bit more on the back foot. It's a great effort there by Russell. Terrific stumping efforts.
Jack Russell's showing a little bit of class here, the quickness of the gloves. A lovely shot by the cameraman. No foot movement by the batsman. Bails off in a flash.
Well, that was quicker and not a bad line, because when you think these players have been off the field now since 3:20, it's very important for both the bowlers and the batters to get their concentration together first, concentrate on the line outside off stump, and the batsmen to rededicate themselves to getting in line, playing the ball with the middle of the bat, and New Zealand consolidating this good start, 129 for no wicket. Well, that was a good over. It was hostile. Very important, the captain, to G them up at this stage. 129 for no wicket. So a change in bowling now. The ball's been taken away from Eddie Hemmings, the spinner, and on comes Philip de Freitas. That's an example of what I mean. The firm thrust forward of the left leg. That was a leg by. I suppose it ended up 10 yards inside the boundary. And these two have put on 132 runs for the first wicket so far. The first century partnership by New Zealand openers in Test matches at Lord's. And that's 4 runs, and that's Trevor Franklin's half century. Well played. Staunch support for his captain, John Wright. Played some good clipping shots off the legs. 53 not out of 159 balls.
Now it's going to be Philip de Freitas. John Wright has made 73. Trevor Franklin 53, 137 for naught.
Last shot from John Wright, played down into the gully and well fielded by Robin Smith.
Good shot. Timed that beautifully off the back foot. 3 more to Trevor Franklin. In fact, decided against it. Almost the chance of a 4.
Well, I think that shot of the New Zealand dressing room, I feel pretty confident that that won't be a New Zealand batsman. I've probably got one of the tail enders ready, one of the bowlers, saying, I don't want to get out tonight. Well, Philip de Freitas really bending his back here, a bit of bounce.
Malcolm now to bowl from the nursery end. $150 up. It's a fine partnership between John Wright and Trevor Franklin. 80 to Wright, 58 to Franklin. That's a very good.
Yes, Franklin does like the ball on his hip and legs. He just tucks it away. He doesn't try to hit it too hard. Doesn't doesn't go quite as quick as some batsmen play it from that line, but he doesn't miss very many.
This has been a very good day for New Zealand. They bowled England out for 334. Last 2 wickets fell quickly this morning. It was 329 for 8 at the start of play. De Freitas out for 38 and Hemmings without scoring. Malcolm remained not out. Neatly splitting the gap between Atherton and the man at short gully, Robin Smith. It's 156 without loss. Atherton is about to bowl.
Well, this is a good ball from De Freitas that left John Wright on an outside edge and really didn't deserve to go for 4. Just a fade in the dive of third slip by Atherton, who's going to bowl now.
Minute to 7, so we'll have 1 over of leg spin, and then it will be stumps for the day, providing the batsmen survive that over. That is the close of play on the 3rd scheduled day of this second Cornhill Test match at Lord's. A terrific day for New Zealand.